Hello, my dear students of 9-6. Today we're going to start a new topic, reproduction. Living organisms may be killed by other organisms or die of old age. New organisms have to be produced to replace those that die. This is reproduction. Reproduction is the process by which plants, animals, or any other organisms give rise to offspring. It can also be defined as the process sexual or asexual by which animals and plants produce new individuals. Each species reproduces in a different way. However, there are only two basic types: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction involves the presence of gametes or sex cells. It requires two sex cells, the egg and sperm. The egg and sperm join to form an entirely new organism, different from the parent organism. On the other hand, asexual reproduction is the formation of new individuals from a single individual, without the involvement of gametes. So in simple words, asexual reproduction is the reproduction where only a new organism is produced from one organism. There are some advantages and disadvantages of asexual reproduction. Here are some of the advantages. It can be more efficient. All organisms can reproduce, and organisms do not need to spend time finding a mate. So these are the advantages. The disadvantages: all organisms respond in the same way to the environment. That has some limitations in terms of adaptation. That also means that organisms may lack adaptability to survive in changing conditions. That is a very important disadvantage of asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is used by many unicellular organisms, plants, and lower animals. It involves only mitotic cell division. Each offspring has exactly the same heredity as its parents, and is usually rapid compared to sexual reproduction. There are different types of asexual reproduction. We're actually going to see these today: budding, regeneration, and fission, also called binary fission. So let's start with budding. Budding is a process by which a new duplicate plant or animal begins to form at the site of the parent and enlarges until an individual is created. It is very common in plants. In simpler words, in budding, the parent organism divides into two unequal parts. The new organism is created at a smaller outgrowth or bud on the outside of the parent. Buds will break off and live independently or remain attached and form a colony. Budding is seen mostly in marine animals. Examples of these include sponges, corals, and jellyfish. We're going to see a short video clip that will show you how Hydra, for instance, reproduces by budding. There we can see a Hydra. This organism grows a very tiny bud at the bottom of its structure. This bud grows and eventually detaches from the parent Hydra, growing and becoming as large as the parent Hydra. Yeast cells also reproduce by budding. The chromosomes in the nucleus undergoes mitosis, forming two daughter nuclei. One daughter nuclei moves into the bud, while the other remains in the parent cell. There we can see how a bud is formed. We can also appreciate how the nucleus becomes two nuclei. One of the nucleus goes now to the bud, and a cell wall then is formed between the parent cell and the new bud. The bud might remain attached. The bud might remain attached to the parent cell, or it can separate from it. In either case, the bud is an independent cell that it can increase in size and eventually produce its own buds. Regeneration is the other type of asexual reproduction. It's simply the ability to restore lost or damaged tissues, organs, or limbs. It is a common feature in invertebrates like worms and starfish. This is actually a picture of a salamander. Salamanders have the ability to regenerate. So you can see how the salamander can use this type of reproduction to repair its body parts. Well, and a starfish is the other typical example of regeneration. Well, the last type of asexual reproduction we're going to cover today is binary fusion. Binary fission, is the simplest form of sexual reproduction, where the parent organism divides into two approximately equal parts. Each daughter cell becomes a new individual. It's also called binary fission. Here you can see the reproduction of bacteria, which uses binary fission for its asexual reproduction. Bacteria reproduces very simply and rapidly by doubling its contents and splitting into two. Just one bacteria, dividing every 20 minutes, could produce nearly 5,000 billion bacteria in one day. So, to sum up, what is reproduction? Is the process by which plants, animals, or any other organisms give rise to offspring. The process could be sexual or asexual, and through this process, animals and plants produce new individuals. There are two basic types of reproduction: sexual and asexual. Sexual involves two sex cells, egg and sperm, and a different offspring will result after this process. Asexual reproduction does not involve the manufacture of sex cells from the parents. It does not need the search of a mate, and every organism can reproduce on its own. Okay, that is all for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you can answer the questions of the guide. Have a nice time. Bye bye.